you have a passionate interest in animal welfare and equal interest in the activities of animal welfare activists. Among these is the RSPCA carrying out regulatory work on behalf of the New South Wales Government. Can you give us the backstory on your concerns?
Yes, the RSPCA actually have, under the Act, have got a statutory right of entry onto properties. They're actually mentioned in the Act, them with the Animal Welfare League, and certainly the motion that GORA put today was to remove that statutory right of entry, or their mentioning in the Act, from commercial animal premises. We don't think the RSPCA actually has earned, or with their actions of recent, they've lost the right or the authority and the respect of livestock producers, and they're moving certainly to the left or to the vegan, over to the vegan side. They're more animal liberationists than animal welfare advocates. And if you want to see an animal welfare advocate, then you're looking at him. Because in the sheep meat space or the sheep space, there's very few people, I think, that have done more in terms of animal welfare outcomes than organisations like the New South Wales Farmers and the Sheep Meat Council of Australia. We are champions of good animal welfare practice, and the RSPCA are a thorn in our side. They are a problem. They're not the solution.
Very good. Can you tell us in definitive terms the difference then between animal welfare and animal rights? What you're saying is the RSPCA is moving towards animal rights, what you call the left. Give us two definitions.
Well, exactly. The RSPCA is competing, they're in a business, okay, and they're competing for resources against organisations like PETA and Voiceless and animals, organisations that are represented by Animals Australia. And they're competing in that marketplace for the public funds. Now, to compete, they've got to get increasingly radicalised to attract money, essentially. They've created a brand, they audit supply chains, they are a big business. They are conflicted in the animal welfare space. They no longer look at animal welfare in perspective, in proper perspective, with biosecurity issues, with animal health issues. They only look at animal welfare issues in terms of the impact on their business. And by demonising farmers and picking out animal husbandry interventions like mulesing or indeed live export, they're vehemently opposed to live export. Picking out these issues, they attract money. They are conflicted. They don't deserve the right to have this mentioned in the Act at all.
And yet the state governments, the regulators, are relying on them to be the farm gate police, as the manner that you're putting it. We read in the rural media today that animal rights groups are attacking the incidence of deaths in lambing percentages. There have been attacks on sharing practices. This is inevitable, the growth of these organisations and scrutiny from the media, which is steeped in total ignorance of the practices. What's the solution for farmers at the end of the day?
Well, actually, the idea that they're getting engaged in neonatal mortality, I think, is positive. We've been putting resources, the sheep industry have been putting resources into improving neonatal mortality for some time. It is a difficult issue. It does kill animals. I mean, there's a lot of lambs die of hypothermia and predation. And you would notice there today at the conference, the Sheep Meat Committee promoted that wild pig or wild pig control be a high priority of the new LLS structure. We're very, very keen. Pigs eat a huge amount of lambs. Wild dogs, the wild dog project that the wool producers have been championing and that Barnaby Joyce has been talking about recently, wild dogs kill a lot of lambs. Foxes kill a lot of lambs. We actually have to have a coordinated approach rather than a disparate sort of approach to these predators, and we've got to get governments to actually control these predators on public land. We're the champions of fixing this problem. Governments and the green groups stopping us controlling pigs and dogs on public land is a part of the problem. It's a part of the problem. They trust us, we're the champions.
But I get the sense from your obvious frustration that government is just not doing enough. There's not enough coordination. I mean, do you sense that New South Wales farmers is...
Government's as keen as mustard on regulating every aspect of husbandry intervention that you can possibly, imagine on farm. Regulating the length of the tail, the timing of tailing, the timing of mulesing, how much you give them in terms of, managing the animals in terms of access to feed and water. They like the idea of micromanaging, the management on farm. But when it comes to actually stepping up to the plate and managing wild dogs on public land, it seems to be a different conversation. It seems to be a different conversation. And mark my words, there's a lot of issues there that everybody owns. A lot of issues that everybody owns, because everybody owns those wild dogs in the national parks.
Well, indeed, we all do. Can you just tell us your backstory? Are you from Guyra originally, and you are a veterinarian? You've been in the sheep industry for a long time?
Yes, look, I've been around agri-politics for some time now. I am trained as a vet. I'm not the vet at Guyra, but I'm the political vet, if you like. Lisa does all the work around town. I am chair of the Sheepmeat Advisory Committee here at the New South Wales Farmers, and I'm also represent New South Wales on the Sheepmeat Council, which I'll be up for. They're all contested positions, and I'll be up for election this week. So we'll see how I go. But I may or may not be after Thursday.
So your farming operation then?
Sheep and cattle place. It's
sheep and cattle.
Yeah, sheep and cattle. I've got mainly merinos, but I cross the old ewes with a Suffolk ram. A meat sheep ram. Yep. Yeah, I'm in the meat industry, I'm in the wool industry, and beef. Sheep meat, beef, and wool. I did have goats at one stage too. I couldn't keep them in the paddock though.
All right, James, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.